here. Hi. We're here with Mallorie Rife. This is the first episode of Q&A with LJ. So
hello.
Thank you so much, Mallorie, from Edina Realty, joining me today. So you guys wrote in, and thank you so much for doing so. And you gave us some great questions that we want to cover today. And then we'll also just cover some just general real estate information that Mallorie is happy to answer for us. So I guess chime in too if you have any other questions along the way, and we will see what we can do.
Yeah,
so.
Sounds good.
Okay, so just some general real estate questions that we've got right away. What would you say is kind of one of the important things of being like a professional realtor? Like, can anybody sell a house?
You can. You have to be licensed. It's quite hard to go through the licensing. There are a lot of realtors in Minnesota, but not a lot of full-time realtors. And I think that's probably one of the things you want in your realtor. I come from the corporate marketing world, so that's kind of where I specialize in the marketing of homes. And that's the piece I really enjoy of it, other than working with people that are just different and have different needs every day. So those are some of the things I think. You obviously want somebody that's going to negotiate on your behalf, kind of knows the market and can look all of that up for you. And just communication is such a big thing. So doing things like this kind of help set the tone for that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's very important to work with a professional that kind of knows the market, knows the area, and then obviously knows how to get your home sold. So work with somebody that kind of knows their stuff, and probably your house will sell a lot faster.
Yes.
So.
I wouldn't go it alone. It's too much paperwork. Just don't mess with it.
Absolutely. Well, so speaking of marketing, what are some things that you do, or just in general, that you would say that are that you do or that are important in terms of marketing your home or a home to sell?
Edina Realty is huge, and so a lot of what we can do is pre-list your home. So I'll do that a lot of times just to kind of create buzz around the property before we even hit the market. Depends on the area, the price point. Obviously, every situation is going to be unique in that way, but that really helps, and that's kind of where I get my marketing creative flow going, is on the pre-list side and doing the advertising. A lot of what comes into that is staging, photography, getting people that you might need to fix a light fixture or your washer or dryer, anything like that. You really want somebody that's going to have those contacts for you and help you get ready to go.
Absolutely.
So, but photography is probably the biggest thing, and that's kind of why we teamed up to chat about this.
So
it's a big piece of what you're doing.
Why is that? Like, what's so special? Like, can I just take my photos?
You can, but
house?
they'll look like garbage. Everybody loves their iPhone photos. But no, you do need to do professional photography. Have your home staged. If you're not sure, have a design person come in and kind of give you some tips and tricks. I know enough to be dangerous because of contacts like Leah. She's kind of trained me along the way with clients, so that's nice. But you really want someone like that who's an expert in that field to come in so your home looks as best as it can to sell. You really want to attract people with your photos and your marketing to get them through the door and tour with their agent, and that photography just plays a big role in that.
And I think too, kind of partnering, and obviously this is sort of selfish, but partnering with somebody that does kind of have an eye for design, or that does staging. That you can hire a photographer and they will be the most amazing photographer, but it's all about angles, quite frankly. And you want to make sure that your home is being photographed from the right angles. The way that you would walk into a living room isn't necessarily the way that it could be photographed. So you want to make sure that you're setting the tone and kind of getting that message across to them, like how big this space is and how open. And you already I guess you kind of give them an idea of what they're going to walk into. So, and because 90 to 95% of people start their home shopping online, you know, so that's why it's so important to kind of get those get those photos, you know, in from the right angle, with the right light, and just all of those things that really are key to kind of capturing those photos. So
definitely.
Let's see. So, and then do you hold open houses? Or?
I do. It just depends on what your sellers want you to do. I usually will do them at least the first week that we're live on the market. Typically, I'll do a broker open, which usually happens during the week where other agents like myself can come through and preview the home for clients that they might think have interest in it before they bring their clients through. But then on the weekends, we will have an open house to the public and do that. Edina Realty has open house weekends once a month, and that just really means they from corporate are pushing the advertising and the marketing that us agents have out there already. So it just gets that much more visibility on your home to hopefully sell faster. So I really like to do them the first weekend for sure, and then those open house weekends wherever that lies in the month. If my sellers want to do it more or less, I do. It can be kind of tedious for sellers. Not everybody wants to do them, but it does work. So
Absolutely.
It's important to kind of do a mix of everything.
Absolutely. And something too, kind of going along with that is if I've gone to your home and we've done either a consultation or we've even done a staging, I always give you sort of a list of things that you need to do to kind of prepare yourself and prepare your home for an open house. So one of the tips that I give to people is that they either have like a laundry basket or some kind of a tub, and it has like a top 10 list of things to sort of pay attention to before you leave your house. So it's taking out the garbage, it's cleaning off your countertops, making sure that your house doesn't smell like last night's dinner, things like that, making your beds, all of those things, but just kind of like a, I guess, quick exit strategy, if you will, because open houses or showings can be at any time of the day. So just to get you prepared, get you comfortable sort of with the process. And again, ultimate goal is to get your house sold fast. So
right.
So perfect. Well, those are like we said, kind of just some general tips, just some information, if you're in the market to sell your house, or even if you're just kind of curious. So kind of switching gears to the questions that some of you submitted for us to answer. This one comes from Jessica, and she's asking whether it pays to put in a privacy fence. Is this something that is good for selling, for staying? What are some things that you would say about privacy fences in general?
If you're staying, I think they're great, especially if you have dogs that like to bark.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely.
For selling, it's tough. It's going to depend on the area and what's going on in your area. So that's always something to consider, and I can help you with that. Any remodel or addition or thing like that you're going to do to your house, it's not going to be a dollar for dollar. What you get out of it is as much as you have put in, unfortunately. I know people hope for that, and we try. It just doesn't work that way. So it'll help. It's just an added feature to sell your home. It's not going to add $20,000 to your sale price at the end of the day. But, if somebody's, young family, they have pets and they're looking for that privacy, that's important to them. So you just have to kind of tailor it to the right buyer pool, essentially. But yes, remember that anything you're doing fence-wise, kitchen, bathroom, any kind of decorating, remodeling, anything like that, you're not going to get a dollar for dollar return on your investment, unfortunately.
Sure. But yeah, there are definitely some things that you can do just to kind of freshen up the space, but don't expect to get back every penny that you've put in. And quite frankly, if you're thinking about it, do it so that you can live in it and enjoy it for a little while before, like when you pick finishes, don't pick finishes necessarily for the buyer, because what if you put them in and you spent $5,000 and they rip it right back out? Right. So choose things that you might like, but are certainly neutral if you do have that idea in your head that you are potentially moving. So, Okay, wonderful. This next question comes from Crystal. What's the best place to start when determining list price? Do you talk to an independent or get an independent appraisal or an agent appraisal, or what's kind of the best route?
I typically have clients reach out to me when they're thinking of selling for an appraisal, because I can really look at the market and what's going on in the area to tell you kind of your sweet spot in your range. Usually I'll kind of give you all of the information and let you see that we'll look at anything that's sold, anything pending, anything active right in your area, because you want to look at your competition, so to speak. And then really we'll go through your house and just kind of, how updated is it? Do you need to fix this and that and whatever it might be in order to get that top dollar in that sweet spot price range wise. It's going to depend on the area, what you've done to the house, how long you've been there. A lot of those factors come into it. So you can have an agent do that. We're happy to do it. I get asked all the time. And then also, there are independent appraisers out there. Typically you have to pay for those. I do have some lender contacts that will do those for free for my clients. So if it's something that you want my opinion as well as somebody else's, it doesn't hurt. But I think your agent will be kind of your best bet there for determining value and what's going on in the marketplace.
Absolutely, and it's a team relationship. It's the homeowner, it's the agent, it's the mortgage. There's so many people kind of going through this process with you, so don't ever feel like you're going at it alone. It is a big deal. It is a big step, in your life, whether it's you're buying a house, you're selling a house, you're maybe having to deal with it with a parent, or, there's so many things, but I think having a partner, that has your back is definitely, it makes the process a lot less stressful.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So,
there's a lot that goes into it. So it's us as realtors, we really just try to take that stress off of our clients so they can enjoy the process as much as possible. It's a stressful and big thing. So we do it every day. You guys don't. So let us do our job and help you.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so then our last question here that we got was just some general information on decluttering, tips and information that you might give to people as you're walking through their house for the first time. And so you sort of touched on it, in terms of the appraisal. Obviously, things that they need to address, whether it's painting the walls or finishing, just finishing unfinished projects. Sometimes that happens, I would imagine. But just, obviously getting your house prepared so that the most amount of people are wanting to come and look at it. Yeah, so what are some tips as far as like decluttering or that's a big. It's just such a common word, but like, what does that entail? I guess maybe from your perspective, and I can answer it as well.
Yeah. So I will typically go into a home and give you your market analysis, so to speak. But at that time, I'll kind of give you some tips and tricks on what to do to get your house ready for pictures and showings. Really, the decluttering is the biggest thing because nobody realizes. You live in your home every day. You acquire things. Maybe you have kids, pets. It's you and your partner or whoever it is. You have things that other people might not care about, unfortunately. Yep. So I really tell clients, the first thing I say, even if you don't have a place, we don't know where you're going next when you're selling, pretend like you have a place you're moving to already if you don't. Get a storage unit. Pack away those, personal items. We kind of chatted about just some design aspects of that and just kind of getting things ready. And I always tell people, 2s and 3s are kind of the magic number of what to keep. So if it's vases at different heights, picture frames at different heights, things like that to kind of just design it a little bit better, make it more appealing. But I definitely think I usually say get a storage unit, pack things away, just keep minimal things out. Obviously, you're still living in the home. It's hard to do, and people that are coming through understand that. But it certainly does help to really just kind of go through with buyer's eyes and imagine somebody else in your home. And that's really what we are there for. So we can come in and say, get rid of this, get rid of that, move that here, that kind of stuff.
Yep. So, and it's it's in both of our interests, obviously to help you kind of along in this process. And by no means do either of us want to come into your home and start insulting the things that you have. But ultimately what we're trying to do is get your home sold faster and get your home sold for more money, and that then you can move on to the next phase of your journey. And And honestly, this whole cleaning and decluttering thing, it's just sort of a kickstart because you're going to have to pack up your things regardless. If you sell your home, you're moving out.
Yep.
So just get started a little bit early and do like one area, one room at a time, you know. So focus on maybe your hall closet and just, you know, get that kind of pared down. Like, you don't need 14 sets of sheets. You don't need 15 towels. You just don't, you know. So
maybe have a garage sale, make some extra money.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are some things that you can do to kind of get your house, you know, ready for people to come in. And, you know, maybe it's too like taking the approach of like you're having like a family gathering and everybody seems to scurry around and get their house, you know, put together like, oh my gosh, somebody's
family's coming. Gotta clean.
So you just kind of take it to the next level, you know, because no, they're not going to open your cupboards and your cabinets and things like that. But, you know, the people that are coming into your house, they actually do.
Yeah, they might.
Do.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to say they're nosy, but they need to know how much space that they have, you know, that or they're going to have when they kind of do buy this house and they start to make their memories in it. So it's super important, and quite honestly, decluttering and cleaning are the top two things that a home needs to go through before even a stager will walk through the house. Like,
and for pictures,
you know, I mean, yes, again, Mallorie said that you live there. Most of the time you live there, but you can live there with less.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need your kitchen or your Christmas decorations if it's April. You just don't, you know, so start moving those things out, whether it's in the garage or again, get a storage unit. But be realistic about the things that you have because you won't need them and you shouldn't need them because the process should be pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
that's the goal.
That's the goal, absolutely. So well, I hope that we provided you some great information, and certainly if you have any questions, we'll post this, and we can certainly get back to you. But I really appreciate you being kind of my first guest of Q&A with LJ. So thank you again, and have a great day, everybody.
See you guys.
Thanks.